Y'all, we're back. We are back. I am back. Bam! You getting 2 reviews in one day. You love me. I know, because I love you guys too. Mwah. This has never happened before where I gave 2 reviews in one day. Actually, I think it has. But I don't know. Y'all, that shows you how much I love the show. So, last review, if you guys seen the last review, I gave you guys a synopsis of what the show Animal Kingdom is, the show that y'all are watching right now. All right, we're season 1, episode 2. We don't hurt people. That is a lie. So, yeah, like I said in the last video, I gave you guys a synopsis of what Animal Kingdom is about, the characters and what they do, and like how much I love the show. So, I'm doing this review because 1, I love the show, and 2, it's getting me back into YouTube. I did review the later half of season 4 of Animal Kingdom when it aired, and I was like, let me go back and review the show because I love the show and I've always had a lot to say, but never said it until I started reviewing the show. So, like I said, welcome to the ride that Animal Kingdom is, because it is a ride, okay? And I realized this. Now that I'm going back and watching these shows like Siesta Key, like Good Girls, and now Animal Kingdom, I'm gonna have to reveal people that I just do not like. Like on Siesta Key, I don't like Alex, I don't like Chloe. And I had to relive that. Good Girls, I don't like Boomer, and I don't like the other characters that will be on the show. This show, there are a few characters that I do not like that I am so happy that they are not on the show anymore. And y'all will see that when we go through this show, okay? How much I do not like a couple of people on this show, okay? So, and one of those people we're going to talk about, okay? So, this is episode 2 of season 1 of Animal Kingdom. We don't hurt people. Like I said, that is a lie because y'all do. So we open up the show with the boys and Nikki. They're in the pool. They're playing basketball, okay? And we see this little, rough play between Bass and Pope. And Bass ends up elbowing Pope in the mouth. Nikki helped Smurf, with the food, and Smurf asks her, if you were on a desert island and you can only pick one Cody boy and not Jay, who would it be? And she was like, I thought she was gonna say Craig. But no, she said Bass. I'm like, girl, you just lied. You know you wanna get with Craig. You know you do. You know you do. You know you do. Okay, so Jay, he walks into his room and he starts throwing up. I forgot to mention that they were drinking, so he must be a lightweight. And he starts throwing up, okay, and passes out. Bass comes home to Catherine, and she tells him that a cop died. It's on the news, a cop died, and, you know, figure this out, okay? I'm gonna take Lena, and she's gonna go with my neighbor. Baz was like, no, like, let her go with Smurf. She's like, no, I'm gonna take her to my neighbor because I need to go to work, okay? I don't like Catherine, and I'll tell you why at the end of the review. So Smurf is watching Pope chuck some wood. He's just chucking wood, okay? And Baz calls her, and he tells her to turn on the channel, okay? And so, meanwhile, Craig is with Ren. We gonna dive into this toxic relationship this season and later on in the series. They are 2 toxic people. I'll tell you this as someone who watches the show and watched it from the first episode to the last episode of season 4. Those 2 are toxic for each other, and they do not need to be in a relationship. And I will be explaining it throughout the series of this review. So they're having sex, and after they get done, Kurt is like, do you got any more, oxy? She's like, I just gave you oxy and cocaine yesterday. He's like, look, I just need it, okay? And so she gives him the oxy, but she was like, I need my money. And he was like, yeah, I'll give it to you in like 2 days. I didn't. Now, Ren, if you were a smart dealer, you would have said, you're not getting this until I get my money. But you gave it to him anyways. And he was like, I'll have it in a couple of days. Trust me. Girl, you're stupid. You shouldn't have done that. Okay. And okay, at the house, Jay wakes up and Smurf is cleaning the carpet. And she tells him that, you're a part of this family now, okay? We're good people. We don't hurt people, okay? We're not greedy. We are your family and we don't keep secrets from each other. Why did you just lie to that child? Absolutely not. Y'all are greedy. Y'all do not trust each other. Y'all do hurt people and y'all keep secrets from each other, okay? You completely lied to the baby. Why did you lie to Jay? Okay? And so she tells him, also, you need to find Darren, okay? Can't get in touch with him? Go find him. Okay. So he goes looking for Darren on the beach. And he sees his car and he sees his surfboard next to the restroom. Now, Jay walks into the bathroom. He sees Darren through the bathroom stall. Darren is enjoying, you know, the art of the mouth. There you go. You know what people do sometimes when, you know, y'all know. He's doing that. He's getting that. And Darren sees him and he freaks out. He's like, come in here, help me. He's like stomping this dude out, just stomping him. He's like, yeah, this dude trying to take my wallet, help me out. And him and Jay are both stomping the guy. And camera goes to the guy. The guy had his pants down. So this guy tried to steal your wallet while his pants were down. Okay, Darren. So, outside of the bathroom, Darren is trying so hard to lie, saying that, yeah, I came up from the beach and this dude had my wallet and crazy, right? And so Jay is like, yeah, I'm gonna go, okay? Gonna go. Smurf needs you at the house. I'll just ride my bike home, okay? He's riding his bike home. And throughout the ride home, Darren is antagonizing and tailgating Jay. Jay thought he got away, but he drove into the alley. Darren was right behind him, and he's still tailgating him. And then he cuts him off, and Jay falls in the ground, and Darren was like, I'll see you home. He drives off. Back at the house, they're canceling all of like what ifs, okay? What if this person saw you? This person didn't see me. What if these tweakers saw you? They didn't see me except the time we had our mask off and we were tying them up. They probably won't even know. They're like freaking high. They probably won't even know, okay? Will the cops find out where the car is? No, the cops not going to find out where the car is because, okay, the tweakers, they threw up and they urinated in it, okay? They're going to match their DNA and they're going to go to jail, not us, okay? Where's the getaway car? It's somewhere in, it's somewhere, okay? What do you mean it's somewhere? Okay, well, the cop shot at, Craig, and it was like, I had to do something, so I made the executive decision to leave the car there. You left the car in the middle of nowhere with cops' bullet holes and Craig's blood. Does somebody know where the getaway car is? No, nobody's not gonna know where the getaway car is, okay? Nobody saw us, okay? We're fine. Is that right, Jay? Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Darren, you and Greg are gonna go to the car, you're gonna get the car, you're gonna bleach it, you're gonna strip it, and you're gonna cut it into pieces. What about him, huh? What about Jay? Jay's in the family, he just sits there and does nothing. Alright, okay. Jay, when you get out of school, you're gonna help Darren and Craig get rid of the car. You know, It was in this moment where I thought that the many times that they have done jobs on this show, from season 1 to the season finale of season 4, they have never pulled off a successful job. As far as I can remember, they have not pulled off a successful job. There's not one job that they pulled off was like, man, we did good. They get to relax and chill and not worry about anything. No, every job that they has done has messed up. What is going what is going on? And then also, I forgot to, during that whole little dramatic scene, I forgot to add that they were blaming Darren because he wasn't doing his job as lookout. You know, you're supposed to survey and surveillance like every single spot of where you're supposed to make a hit and know the time and places. Okay, this is a time where a police officer or security comes in, clocks out. This is time where everything's clear, everything's a go. We have this much time before this person comes. And so they thought he didn't do his job, okay? So they're kind of blaming it on Darren, but it's like everybody is equally getting punished for what they did on the job. And Smurf was like, we're going to need to get rid of it, okay? We're going to need to get rid of the watches because this person has died now, okay? He has died, okay? So we need to do something about it, okay? So Jay goes up to Baz after the meeting and was like, yeah, Pope lied, okay? So Baz goes to talk to Pope about any loose ends, and Pope was like, no, not Pope, but Baz tells Pope to lay off of Jay, okay? Lay off of him. Just calm down, okay? And Baz later tells Smurf that Pope has not checked into the hotel that they got for him, that he hasn't checked in yet. So what has he been doing throughout the night? Like, what's going on? Greg and Darren, they're stripping down the car, okay? And Darren is just like complaining. He's saying how, you know what, man, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm gonna do my own jobs from now on. Smurf thinks that she can just do nothing and get like some percentage. Nah, man, I'm sick and tired of this. And Baz and Pope, they think they're on top of everything, okay? How about you and I, Craig? How about we do some jobs? Craig was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And then he's like, oh, Jay all of a sudden gets pulled into this stuff. He gets all scotch-free and stuff. And Greg is moving slow. Greg is sweating. Greg is still wounded from what happened the night before. And he pops some oxy to try to like relieve himself. So back at home, Jay sees that his room is destroyed by Pope. Pope was like, you got anything in here? Where's the watch that I gave you? He was like, I gave it to Nikki like you told me. He was like, you're going to need to get that back because we're going to need to destroy it, okay? So here's what's going to happen. I'll take you and Nikki to school, okay? How about that, all right? So Jay heads outside and he gets a shovel from the garage and he's digging up, some dirt where a pot is at. He's digging stuff up and he sees the gun. Y'all remember the gun that he took from Tommy last night, at almost toward the end of episode 1. He hid the gun outside. So he takes the gun and he puts it in his book bag. And Pope comes out. Pope is looking around like, what's going on? What's going on, okay? So they're driving. They're in a car with Nikki. And she was like, yeah, like, I ran a stop sign before. And, like, my mom is, like, the queen of no fun. Like, my dad got this job as, like, a lieutenant somewhere. And it's like, I was like, let's go to Cabo or something. Pope was like, how much is Cabo? She was like, yeah, probably like $2,000. Pope was like, you can get it. Just rob a bank, okay? Rob a bank. Don't tell your parents, you deserve to have some fun. Best to tie him up, do that at night, okay? Tie him up and, just don't worry about it. I'm like, Pope is... Pope is so weird, but he is my favorite. He is crazy, but he is my favorite. He is my favorite. Pope. Pope, I love you. I love you, Pope. And so Nikki was like, Jay, you didn't tell me your uncle was a psycho. Girl, I could have told you that within the first, 10 seconds of seeing him, that he is a psycho, okay? Oh, yeah, he asked her about the watch. And he was like, nice watch, where'd you get it? She was like, Jay gave it to me, I'm never gonna take it off. Girl, you got two options. You better take it off and give it to Jay, or Pope is gonna take your wrist. He's gonna slice your wrist and he's gonna take that watch. So girl, you might want to give it to Jay before Pope does something to you, okay? Um so then we see Catherine. Catherine comes home and she hears Lena's voice. She goes in the room. It's Pope with Lena, okay? And she is freaked out about it. We cut to Smurf. Smurf is driving to a storage unit and she has a suitcase with her. And she's going to her storage unit and she opens it up, she closes it, and she opens the suitcase. The suitcase has watches from the job. You told your kids to go get rid of it, to get rid of any evidence that may lead back to you guys. But you took the watches and you were putting them into a safe in a storage that your kids probably do not know about. Smurf is doing some shady stuff behind her kids' back. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Ain't no telling how much stuff she has probably gotten from previous jobs that she's hiding in that storage unit. Girl, what? So we get back to Catherine, and Catherine is telling Pope that she shouldn't be there. He was like, "Did you get my letters? From jail?" She was like, "Which one? I gotten so many." And Pope was like, "You know what I meant was true." And she was like, "Well, you know what, Pope? I just don't feel that way, okay? I was in the heat of the moment. I was angry. I was mad at Bass. And I just gave birth." And so her and Pope slept together. And she regrets it, but Pope feels something for Catherine. And Catherine was like, he needs to go, but he was like, maybe I should tell Pope. Maybe I should tell Bass. Lena pops up and she was like, tell Daddy what? And Catherine was like, to tell him that I love him. Okay? I just want the world to know that I love him. Pope leaves, and Catherine tells Lena, do you remember our safe word? She was like, snowflake, snowflake, yes. Do you remember what to do, when I say snowflake? And she was like, yes. Catherine, girl, Jay is in school, and the teacher, she asked him, hey, heard about your mom, is everything okay? Are you good? He was like, yeah, I'm with my grandma and everything's okay. And she was like, okay, tell Nikki she needs to do her own work, okay? Smurf goes to a stranger's apartment and she knocks on the door. And she was like, hey, do you remember me? I'm your neighbor. I'm Mrs. Morales' neighbor, a couple of doors down. Can I use your bathroom right quick? Dude was like, I don't know you, but okay. And she goes into the bathroom and she takes the guy's medication. And there was a flashback that happened. A flashback with the young woman and the younger girl. Looked like a flashback. And goes back to Smurf in present time. We get back to Craig and Darren, and Darren is still complaining about Smurf and everything going on. He goes and checks up on Craig, and he sees Craig is just like passed out, and he's like, dude, like, I'm not feeling too good. It's getting bad. He shows him the wound, and it's filled with like pus, and it's all bubbly, and like, it's infected. Clearly, it is infected, okay? And so he was like, you need to go south, but Smurf is gonna be pissed, if something happens, okay? So they can't tell her. We see Bass pull up to this trailer, and he goes inside and he starts cleaning up around the trailer and everything like that. And then all of a sudden he pulls out a gun on this older gentleman, and all of a sudden his phone rings. And Darren and Craig They're getting ready to set the car on fire because that's what they decide. We're going to set this car on fire, and so what if Smurf's going to be pissed? Jay pulls up, and Darren was like, we're going to see if you can keep a secret and not say anything. There we go. Baz comes home, and she says that Pope is just worse than he was before. She tells him that they have a 25K reward out for the cop. And Baz was like, well, there's nothing to worry about because nobody doesn't know. We cleaned up everything, okay? And I literally just realized I just skipped a part. I just realized that. Yes, I skipped a part. Let's go back. Rewind. Rewind. Okay. So, to the part to where Nikki and Jay are in the car with Pope and she says your uncle is a psycho. Smurf and Bass pull up to a metal melting, where they melt metal and everything like that. Um she tells Bass that Pope trashed Jay's room and that he took her car. Baz was like, do you think he needs to get back on his medication? And Smurf was like, yeah, that's not going to happen, okay? And she tells him to melt the watches. So he gives the watches to the guy and he throws the watches into the boiling pot of whatever, and the watches are on fire. Okay, so yeah, that was between when Catherine comes home and she hears Lena voicing this with Pope. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so go back. Go back to where we were. Fast forward. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Smurf. Yeah. That there's a 25,000 reward for the cop. Okay, and nobody's not gonna do anything, so nobody's not gonna say anything. Everything's good. Okay. Darren comes home and he was like, yeah, I just dropped Jay off at Nikki's and Greg is somewhere snorting coke. Don't know where. Okay. And then Smurf is crushing up the pills that she stole from the guy from the apartment complex. She's crushing those up and she puts them into the bowl, giving it to Pope. And she tells Bass that, when he got here, he was hiding food from them, and, it just realized to her that his family were crap to him. So like I said in the first review, Bass is adopted, quote unquote, into the family. That's not her biological son. There you go. And so Baz goes home and he asks, Catherine, are you still mad at me? Catherine was like, no, but let me just tell you this. If the cops come to his house, so does the SWAT team, and they tell you to get on the ground, sorry, I noticed something. It was probably just a glare. Probably a glare. Okay. Sorry, I was like, what is that? No. 23 minutes in, I just noticed that. But no, we're good. If the cops and SWAT bust down this house, will you get on the ground and let them handcuff you? Bass was like, yes, but guess what? It's not gonna happen. Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, calm down. And so we see Craig. Craig is crushing Oxy. He snorts it and he is sweating bullets. Homie is just sweating. Homie is high. Okay, so he gets a knife and he lights up a blowtorch. He is heating up that knife. And then he puts something in his mouth. All right, and he starts tying up his stuff. And then he puts the knife toward the gun wound. We see Pope standing outside butt naked. Just staring, just standing there. And Smurf is watching him. She hears a scream coming from the garage. She goes out into the garage and she sees Craig sucking up the blood from the tube and spitting it out. We then see a car driving into Mexico, and we see Baz pull over. He gets out of the car. He's like, rapido, rapido, rapido. And so these guys, they're carrying Craig upstairs to like this little like, makeshift hospital. And Baz goes back downstairs, and this woman comes up to him and she hugs him. He was like, it's my idiot brother. And she kisses him. I'm like, you got you a little side chick in Mexico. What is this? And they hug for a long time, and that's how they ended the episode 2. Okay, I said I was going to talk about Catherine. Let's talk about Catherine. Okay. I realized this pretty much into the first episode. She is not down for the cause. She is not a ride or die. She is not built for this life. Okay? If you are going to be with someone who is a part of this lifestyle, this criminal lifestyle, you need to be down for whatever happens, and you need to play your role as a ride or die type of girl. And Catherine is not built for this. Catherine is not a ride or die. Catherine, no. 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 And I know what's going to happen later on in the season because I watched it. So I know. And I've had to relive this. She is one of the characters that I did not like in the show. So I just gotta go through this with her again, and many others. I'm gonna have to go through this. Y'all, like I said, be ready for this ride that is called Animal Kingdom, and we gotta deal with this Cody family because this family is trash. This family is dysfunctional and trash. This family is amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. And you'll either get a review of Good Girls or Animal Kingdom. Whichever one, because we're going back and forth. We're doing both shows at the same dang time. So be on the lookout for either review. So I will see you guys later. Peace, love. I love you guys. Mwah.